So obviously the most important thing to find out first out of these two mowers was which one's the quickest. Let's go. That'll be the Makita. That was slightly quicker than the Makita, which you do notice when you're mowing. Do that again. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it engages quicker as well. It's a much more robust drive system. It doesn't have that lag when you stop to pull it back. It just pulls back straight away. Okay, so we've got both these mowers, brand new batteries or fully charged batteries, catchers, both set at 32mm height of cut. And we're going to give them a line up and down here and see what we think. We'll start off with the Ego and then we'll go on to the Makita. 32mm might be slightly too low for this lawn. Alright, that's okay. Using the self-propelled feature. As I said, catching the grass as well. Near the Ego, you can hear the Ego ramping up automatically there as it goes along. A feature that the mower does and the line trimmer does. I don't personally like that, but right, let's give the Makita a go. Alright, I'll come down and get the camera and we'll have a look at what we think's done a better job, if any. To be honest, looking at it as I walk back now, there's absolutely bugger all in it. Very hard to tell the difference. Impossible to tell the difference actually. Both very nice cuts. I think you can't see any different, especially not on camera. In real life, standing here, I would say, well, there's nothing in it. They both cut great. What I would say is I much prefer using the Makita. And I think the Makita has more suction, and I think it's a bit quicker. I think it doesn't have that crazy weight when you disengage the motor before you can pull it back. It's instant. You let go, you can pull it back. A lot of the battery powered mowers have that sort of second or two lag, which is really annoying. But the Makita does not, which is great. They both have a 70-litre catcher. The Makita's is easier to get in and out of the actual holder because it doesn't have that bar in the way. The Makita has a 10-stage height adjustment from 20 to 100, whereas the Ego has, I think it's 7. And that goes from 25 to, I think it's 100 as well. 25 to 90, I think, actually, on the Ego. So a bit more range on the Makita. And you know, the most important thing is it goes 5 mils lower, which 25 mils is just not low enough. 20 mils, yeah, 20 mils good. 16 is even better on the Honda. But yeah, I personally don't like this whole contraption up here, these buttons. They're uncomfortable to use. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't when you press them. It depends. I don't know what it depends on, to be honest, but sometimes when you push them, it doesn't go. Then you've got to wait and push them again. Then sometimes you push it, it doesn't go, then you try and pull it back and it's kind of half engaged. then you've got to wait a second, and it's just, I don't know what it is, it just doesn't quite work as well as it should for a commercial mower that's used constantly all day, which is what this is aimed at. No such problems with this, it just works. Very similar design to the Honda. So you've got your go here, and then your blades engage. You've got to push that button in there, and that engages the blades. But it just works, super easy. This is my favourite battery mower to date, Makita, and the cut quality is lovely on it. As I said, more suction than the Ego. When you get it into some rougher stuff, it sucks up the leaves and debris better than this one, because it's got those swing back blades. Still have a nice, they both have a nice cut on a normal kind of lawn like this, a nice lawn that's cut regularly. This is a buffalo lawn. Okay, so before I return the Makita back to, well, Makita, I want to get the Ego. I want to give it a bit of a challenge in some longer grass with the Makita there, and see how she fares. Because I know with the Ego, it struggles a little bit in the longer grass, longer, thicker couch. So I thought we'd give it a shot. Compare the two in some longer stuff, and see what our thoughts are. I'm going to do it just with the mulch plug-in, I reckon, just to test the mowers, like, even more. Rather than, I don't want to catch all the grass, I'm just going to go to a random bit of council grass down the road. So I don't want to catch it, I just want to mulch it. And yeah, we'll see which one fares the best. Doing some long grass. There's my little helper. Hey, honey boy! What's happening, brother? Alright, let's go ahead and walk down to the grass. See you in a minute. Mulch plugs in the Ego already. Let's pop the mulch plug in the Makita. Easy as that. Now let's look like a bit of a crazy man walking down the road with two mowers. Stay. Come on in. So we've got this little section here which is kind of as long and as thick as I can find, not too far away from home. I can't be bothered to put them back in the ute and transport them all over the place. So, but this is, you know, fairly thick, fairly long, and it's got sort of already cut grass in it, which makes it even worse. So we'll see what they're like on this bit, and then we'll find something a bit thicker if we have to. All right, so I've got them both set on level 3. Oh, actually no, the Ego's on number 2, which is 33 mils, and this Makita's on number 3, which is, it's 33 mils. Mulch plugs are in. Let's see what they're like in this little bit here. That was the Ego. It's first little pass. Let's try it again. Try it again. Doesn't like that bit. Let's see what the Makita does. Didn't even miss a beat. Let's go over that side because I think it's a little bit thicker on this side. Didn't miss a thing. Wow, that's interesting. That's not even that thick or that long. Hopefully I've got the camera in the right position there. Let's try it over here. It's not quite as thick. Let's try it here so you can see it a little bit more. But this Ego, unless you give it a second to ramp up into its quicker mode, it just stops, which I'll show you now. Let's excuse my French. Yeah, jeez. And then the motor sticks on. This is what I was explaining to you in the last video. Alright, so that's stopped now every time I've tried it. Let's try it again with the Makita. Just no worries, it just doesn't stop. Try and do that with the Ego. Just doesn't work. You see it ramped up there, which helps. Okay, that's not as thick though. Interesting. Let's see if we can find some thicker stuff. I knew the Makita had a bit more oomph to it. I didn't realise it was quite that much. As you can see, you might be able to see on the video, the grass isn't really that long and thick. It's couch, so oh, noisy over here. Right, mate. So this bit here gets a little bit thicker. So we'll bring the Ego up there and see how it goes. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it at all. Let's bring the Makita up through there and see how that does. Hang on, Harley. Straight through it, no dramas. Backwards, forwards. Well, there you have it, folks. Harley agrees. Shush! That isn't even long and thick. That's a little bit long and a little bit thick. But that's what I noticed with the Ego. It's good if you've got a well-maintained lawn. It works well to a degree. It's not that impressive, but anything slightly long, ever so slightly, like more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks growth, and it struggles. It just stops. If you give it a second to ramp up, it sometimes gets through, but then you're kind of slowing down and speeding up and slowing down all the time. It's just, yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. This bad boy here is the way forward. So much better. The Makita, so much better.